Hello, my name is Anne. Thank you for joining me. Welcome to my audio series with quick hits on awakening and ascension. Today's topic is, why can't I stop thinking about someone? Now, this came into me as a question, and the same question did arise for me as well. So I wanted to share my thoughts on why that is and the best way to deal with it. So usually what happens is, in that scenario, it has to do with a relationship that is no longer functioning. And quite typically it's about two people who have split up and are ready to move on with their own lives. Maybe not both are ready, but certainly one. But it is basically the end of a relationship and trying to move forward. And what seems to happen is, when the relationship is over and it's determined that it is over, and you're trying to move forward, and you continually have thoughts of this person running through your mind, and it is quite frustrating because it's seems to be interfering with your getting on with life. And it's like, why does this happen? No matter what I do, I can't seem to get this person off my mind. And the more you think about getting them off your mind, the more on your mind they are, because, as we know, like thoughts attract like thoughts. So why is that? Well, based on my experience, and I have to admit, it did take me quite some time to get over that while working through dealing with a narcissist personality type of person. And in my case, it had a lot to do with the gaslighting and the programming, as well as from programming in my childhood with the same type of behavior. So what happened is, I kept going through this process of my thoughts moving from, I understand that this person is not good for me and is abusive in behavior, but on the other hand, I was thinking, but I really love this person and there is some good in it, so maybe it's me. And I'm trying to justify this complete discrepancy in my thought process. And it's so utterly confusing. Why do I keep jumping back and forth? Well, the main reason that we jump back and forth like that is because we are moving back and forth from habit and program to fear of change and the unknown. So when we make a major shift in our life, or a major change of any sort really, we have this fear. We have this fear of not knowing how it's going to work out, if we're going to be okay, if we're going to have enough money, if we're going to find another relationship, and all of these patterns, which are actually fear programs, when you think about it, that are running through our head, giving us the worst case scenario and scaring us half to death, almost to the point where we choose to stick with a situation that we know isn't for our highest good. So we have all these programs that are running, putting fear in us, which is actually your ego. So your ego is happy when you're a little bit fearful. It's trying really to protect you. And it tries to really overprotect you. instead of sort of your inner guidance system saying, you need to move on and you need to trust me and we need to take this risk to change to better your life, your ego wants to hold you back into this comfort zone. So it's really an truly inner battle. And we have to really kind of set this ego aside. So when we really think about what is holding us back, it's actually our ego and our lack of sense of confidence in self. So we have to really remove that program and really sort of reprogram our brain, and that is half the battle. So it's coming to terms with some of this painful experience that even if you're listening to this, you may not have even been able to admit yet. Now is the time. A lot of people are actually experiencing this inner space that was hidden or buried, was the sort of the unknown, is now coming up for clearing and up to the light for you to see. And in that is the story that is playing out in the relationship that you are in and currently struggling with. So may not actually be the relationship itself, but it's actually the duality within your own personality that is moving back and forth between these two variables. Now, as we get more purging that occurs, that gives us more room to bring in more and accept more knowledge from the higher self that starts to make it more clear, and there is a better understanding as to why something needed to occur. So you really just have to believe in the process and really believe in the universe and believe in yourself and just allow to let that process happen, because it's most painful at the beginning, and this is where the biggest lessons are. So if we look at the pain you are experiencing from this duality, is really the guiding system you need to elevate yourself into the higher level of consciousness and things and energies that are no longer serving you and you need to let go of. So I encourage you to sort of allow this process to, when the thoughts of that person come in, just accept them and just kind of think, well, they might always be there, and just be okay with it rather than trying to fight them. And I promise you, over time, they will lessen, and you'll start to realize and understand more as to why they were there in the first place. And this really is when you come in to this whole version of this new outlook on yourself. So I hope this helped. Now, certainly, if you resonate, I would appreciate it if you would subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much.